I have a question. Will there be any youth at the event? That was something
good.
that had come up. We were wanting maybe, if there are people that come out in media and things like this, because this is all about a youth-oriented and directed program. I really want to make sure it's tied to the real reason why we're doing this, and it's not so we can get our names out there, but really because we want to educate the next generation of workforce on greener projects and ways of living and change the way they think about the earth and help change the way the world thinks about the earth. So that was one of our questions.
I guess a simple answer to that question is with the construction site and the youth. I think what we're doing as youth allies is that we're bringing people power, expertise, and a passion for their vision and implementing their vision on the actual day of the actual work day. That's not likely to happen. Having minors on a construction site is not
school day.
Well, it ends at 4, and anyone who might have been a part of the project 10 years ago, who doesn't have to be a youth necessarily at this particular moment, but have had an impact in creating the idea of this concept and an awareness of that to say, this is the work that you thought of, here's the fruition of it, and kind of like thank you for being so thoughtful and really involved from the beginning.
That's a great suggestion, and there are Ledge alumni that are out there, so we can make an effort to reach out to them.
Mila and Patrick also said that we were talking about that same thing, and they thought that maybe there might be a possibility at the end of the day, for some people to come and say goodbye to the team as they're getting on the bus. But we'll work that out with you and what makes sense.
The day ends at 4:30, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so that might be a stretch to people
Okay.
from school.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that there aren't people who aren't minors that were on the bus.
Okay.
So
Great.
I'll follow up directly
Brilliant.
with this team and give you a sense of what we can do.
Okay.
Excellent.
Good.
I didn't have a question, but I just wanted to say thank you. Thanks for providing the people power and the expertise that we'll need to put this vision, make this vision a reality. You may have heard something, reference to tiles that are 8 years old. That means that there's been a vision that young people have had for a long time, and then here we are, 8, 9 years later, talking about finishing it.
Yeah.
And without rebuilding together, and Salesforce.com, and Motorola is now a sponsor as well now.
Yep. KPMG.
We'll be able to take this project, and we'll be closer to completion than we've ever been.
Yeah.
And the project is really significant. It's not just a facility. It's even the place that this is happening. There's nothing like this anywhere in San Francisco, and it will be the first of its kind. It will be because you all took the time to come help us out. I appreciate that.
Great, and all your kids are going to be coming to this place as well for field trips and all that stuff. If not, because this is a youth center, right? So how will adults be invited out here, Malik? Because I know adults are going to want to come see it. How's that going to work out?
This is public land, so this facility will be just like going to. How many of you have been to Crissy Field? Okay. You see the facilities they have there? Public space on public land, and people are able to come to that park, that location, and go into the facility. The same thing will be happening here. It'll just be on a different part of the Bay Shoreline. Yeah. We are under contract in our relationship with the port who owns this land. Not only do we steward these 23 acres, but we also do educational, environmental education programming here on site. And our annual target is to serve 1,200 school district youth here year-round, mostly during the school year. And then we also have adults who are teachers, so we train teachers. We'll have this space available for them. We have a pretty grand vision for the things that will happen here. But again, public space, public facility, people will be able to come through the facility during daylight hours. We will have the space set aside for programming. We also see this as a public facility, meaning a meeting facility. Say you want to get married.
Yeah.
Nice. Ecologically friendly marriage.
On the other side of the facility, that will be there as well. And this is a demonstration project, so there'll be people from all over the Bay Area, from other parts of the globe who want to come see a project like this in an urban area.
Yeah.
It's a very
and initiated by the community as well, which is and shepherded through the entire time. kind of grassroots, real grassroots effort.
Yes, and you guys know what was across the lagoon?
A nuclear power plant.
Right, exactly, something almost.
So this is kind of the result of young people, all sorts of people in the neighborhood, or people who were concerned about this neighborhood, saying, we can't have polluting, we can't have things like this in communities where people live. So, all these people came together, my predecessors, the founder of this organization, who wrote the original grant for this project. They fought to bring that power plant down, and now we've got a response. We have an alternative to what was here polluting the neighborhood. So this is Ledge's approach to activism is about restoration. So you're having a hand in participating in us restoring the land and making, having a community asset available to people who live and come down from their own backyards. Those are human beings that live up there.
What's the nearest park available to the residents? Yeah.
Park
that resembles this sort of open land. These 23 acres. Anything close to it?
This is the second largest. I want to say in San Francisco in terms of. There are two wetlands, shoreline wetlands in San Francisco. This is one of them. This is the second largest, and there's another. I apologize for not having that.
The Candlesticks State Park. That's probably
the wetlands.
Yeah.
Are there other parks in the neighborhood? Yes, there are other parks
But
in
of
the
this
neighborhood.
size and scope?
No.
That's part of the justice of the environmental justice piece, is that this area doesn't have as much green space, and this will be a really great way to kind of start restoring the balance a little bit on that, because it's going to be a beautiful space and very well planned and laid out.
If you guys want to see like one of the only few green spaces in our community, if you go down, I live in back of Yosemite Slough, and I don't know if anyone's been back there, but it's basically a huge dumping ground. There's human feces everywhere. There's people that have tent city back there. There's criminals that go back there and dump bodies. I mean, it's like really unsafe. This is the only safe zone I can think of as a community member that I can come to. It's a green space, so.
That Yosemite Slough is a $23 million restoration project, and They Use for the Environment, which is a Ledge project, has the nursery, and we're growing the plants to support that restoration of that land, which is another super fun site, which is on the other side of the Hunters Point shipyard, which is its own dumping.
Yeah.
Not to mention the fact that this was a dump. What we're standing on was a dump.
Yeah, so they've added a lot of soil to this area, as you can see,
Yeah,
to make it good soil. Because other than that, you dig down and you're hitting a refrigerator, or something, right? Or some kind of debris. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but
not that bad. That's why this is built up so high.